From Chicago streets to the courts beat, South Scott Dan on the podcast seat. Bulls breaking news, talking stats and views. Every player, every play, we never lose. Horns over hoops, we're the Bulls troop. From game analysis to fan scoop.
What's good, Bulls fans and Horniacs, and welcome back to another edition of a little show we like to call the Horns Over Hoops podcast. And if you thought the results of this year's election were bad, try being a Bulls fan. I'm joined by my co-hosts, as always, Scott Berman and Dan Gracie. Fellas, how are we holding up? We doing good?
Doing okay. Took a shower when I got home. Didn't want to do my hair, so that's why I have the hood up.
Yeah, but hold on, real quick. I know they can't see it unless they're watching on YouTube. Are you sporting a Horns Over Hoops hoodie?
I'm not. I'm just wearing a Bulls hoodie. My Horns Over Hoops hoodie shrunk, so it's now my wife's.
You didn't wash it. How did you watch? Did you go from hot to cold?
No, I always watch. I watch everything on cold.
Oh,
and if tap cold's an option, I'll choose tap cold.
Ooh, yeah, tap cold.
But yeah, it just shrunk. I think it was the dryer. I should have air dried it.
Yeah.
Or done it on low or something.
Yeah.
For all you people who are actively buying our merch, make sure to put that hoodie on low in the dryer.
But Scotty Berman, you are rocking some Horns Over Hoops merch. Tell the people who are not on YouTube what you're rocking.
I got the quarter zip. It's got the logo right here.
Yeah, it looks super professional.
It's a little miscolored, but I think Sal fixed that.
I most definitely did.
Yeah,
but it wasn't a big deal. It was just purple was around the backboard. So
it doesn't look bad as purple.
No, it doesn't look bad at all. It's
I've been
fantastic.
super into quarter zips lately. They look so classy.
Yeah, I think
this thing's
I think when you're
so
an adult,
warm too.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about quarter zips when you become an adult, just I don't know. They make you feel so good. They look good. You know what I mean? I love me a good quarter zip. I feel like I'm outgrowing hoodies. I'm what 35, and I feel like the black hoodie for me is just I'm kind of outgrowing it.
I will never outgrow hoodies. I love hoodies. They're so comfy.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you tried a quarter zip?
Yeah, try quarter zip, Dan.
I have not. I need a hood. I need a hood to put over my head.
Yeah.
That's just even jackets. I need a jacket with a hood. I always need a hood.
Yeah.
What if it rains?
Lucky for the listeners that our store, www.denzelrange.com, proudly displays any and all accommodations of attire that you may need, whether it's a hoodie, whether it's a quarter zip, whether it's a t-shirt, whether it's whatever your little heart desires, a pink vest. We have that. Head over to denzelrange.com and purchase yourself some Horns Over Hoop merch, snap a pic of it and post it. We'll repost it and show you some love. But gentlemen, the reason we are here is not to brag about how A1, how lit, how whatever Gen Z term our merch is. No. We are gathered here today to talk about just how high this Bulls team can skyrocket our blood pressure this season. So we'll just jump right into here. The Bulls are currently sitting 8th in the conference. We are 3rd in the division, and we currently are coming off of a 1-game win. We're currently 4-6 right now, and gentlemen, we are back in the sub 500 category. We did hold on to a 500 record for, I don't know, was it a game or two? A game?
We're
I
ninth.
think it was one game we were above 500. We were super excited, and then everybody got hurt.
Yeah, and the reason why it was so special is because that was the first time in 2 years that we were above 500. And the wacky thing was the above 500, it wasn't like it was late in the season where a bunch of games have already been played. It was similar to right now where we had only played 10. I think we played under 10 games and we were above 500. So not good. We had a lot of losses to some teams that we probably shouldn't have lost to. I know we lost to the Nets and we lost to the Jazz. That's two teams that all three of us were kind of expecting us to wax the floor with them. Those are those confidence booster games. Dan Gracie, how do you feel about those two losses there?
I mean, they're expected. Anytime the Bulls,
bad team.
Look what they did last year. They beat a bunch of good teams and lost to a bunch of bad teams. This is just what the Bulls do. Like the Jazz game, I thought they were going to win that game. It should have been an easy win, but as soon as you guys said that that the Jazz were on like a 4-game losing streak or they haven't won a game yet, I was like, oh, well, that just seals the deal for them. They're for sure going to win against the Bulls. Like that's why tonight, the 11th, I do have us beating the Cavs because they're a good team. They're undefeated. And what do the Bulls do? They stop streaks. So I got the Bulls winning tonight.
You got the Bulls beating the best team in the NBA.
The best team. I do.
I like it.
Will it happen? I don't know. We'll see.
Not with that attitude.
I'm optimistic.
That's good.
I'm optimistic.
Yeah. Scott Berman, your thoughts and comments on losing to some teams that are subpar.
Conveniently, the whole Eastern Conference is subpar except 2 teams. So
that's true.
There's that. But
who's the 2 teams?
The Cavs and the Celtics, Boston. I believe, are the only teams that are more than 1 game above 500.
Wow.
Yeah, the East is bad this year. Actually, they are the only teams above 500. Mm-hmm. The Pacers are 5-5 right now.
Yep.
The Pacers are tied.
We're actually 1 game under the Pacers.
Wow.
So we're almost the 3 seed right now.
Yeah, I know that before that little stint where we lost those 2 games to the Jazz and to the Nets, we were in like 3rd place there for a while, and I was getting all excited. I'm like, "Ooh, we're finally at the top of the brackets!" And now it's like 8th place. I'm like, all right, now that's a little bit more what I'm used to. Welcome to being a Bulls fan again.
Reality hit. And,
draws you back in.
The Nets game, it's Cam Thomas, super underrated player. Like that kid is really good, and he went nuts. The Jazz game, they shot like 55% from 3. Like they were shooting 28% before that game, and they just went off. No one could stop anybody. Collins went nuts. And this kind of just goes back to what we've always said about this team is they can't play perimeter defense.
The Jazz
showed during that Jazz game. The
Jazz shot pretty much 54% from the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's bad. And then my biggest issue is we can't rebound. There should be no reason Vooch is barely getting he's getting double-doubles, but 10 rebounds a game. Why? Like we're relying on like Giddey to get rebounds. Like Pat's not getting rebounds. Pat's not doing anything actually.
Yeah. And I don't know why we gave him that 90 mil.
Because you had to. That's the problem. What you going to let him walk?
That and the Bulls they do not want to admit that the Pat Williams experiment failed, so they're just going to hang on to him until they can't, or they include him into some trade.
They were kind of hoping that he would take that step like Coby did.
Yeah,
which he's not. He's getting his chances. But he's showing some potential. He's showing his willingness to shoot this year. He's willing to drive. He's trying to do that DeRozan mid-range jumper.
Yeah.
He can't hit it.
Yeah.
But the team still sucks. If Zach's not playing, they're one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
So we're seeing what it's going to be like, hopefully mid-season.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Okay, Bulls fans right now, take a moment, clear your heads, and come back down to earth. And what Scott said was 100% true. For everybody who's excited to have Zach off the team and they just want him traded and they're not fans of his and they think he's This is an example of what happens when Zach LaVine is not on the court playing for your team. We lost to two teams that were absolutely garbage without our best player on the court. That should tell you something. Whatever trade we're going to get for Zach LaVine is not going to be better than Zach LaVine playing for your team. Get over it. Okay. I'm sorry to be real with you guys, but it's not going to happen. Like he's your best player for a reason. So I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I'm really glad because I don't think he gets enough love from Chicago fans. I mean, I was one of them that was shitting on him last year.
All three of us shat on him last year.
Yeah, but like
he wasn't a team player last year.
But yeah, I mean, he was being a baby back bitch. So
he has shown he is our best player by far. How often in the third and fourth quarter, because for some reason the Bulls love being down by 20 points, that he's like, okay, I'll take the game over and start hitting 6 threes in a row.
Mm-hmm.
He's averaging like what, 26, 27 points a year?
Points a year.
Yeah. I'm glad he kind of goes off and everything. Like, yeah, it helps our team, but also helps boost his trade value. And we're gonna be ass when Zach's off the team, but like that's good this year. That's why literally every game this season, I'm just like, it's a win-win. Because either we win and we move up in the standings and maybe we can make a push, or maybe we lose and we're just one step closer to the Cooper Flag sweepstakes.
Yeah. Honestly, somebody with that much talent, it's almost worth, I don't want to say tanking, but
I don't want to use the word tanking either, but
putting in less effort to win games. We'll just call it that.
Yeah. Use the Billy trust the process.
But honestly speaking, I'm still not closing the door on my possibility of this team could possibly be Zach LaVine's team still. I'm not closing that door yet. Is it a realistic outlook? More than likely not. I mean, we probably want to build around somebody and establish some sort of direction, but as of right now, there's no reason why it can't be Zach LaVine. You see him now on the court, even when he doesn't have the ball, he's being the floor. He's putting people in the position they need to be. He's calling out plays. So he's got the capability. I just think it's a matter of convincing him to buy into the system. Maybe don't shoot the messenger, but maybe a coaching change.
Oh, I don't see that happening.
Right. No,
coaching changes in Chicago. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Enter the Chicago Bears. But Scott, I'm glad you mentioned that this team prides itself on racking up a 20-point deficit, because what we did something as a team that not very many teams have ever done, and that's erase a 20-point deficit and win 2 games in a row. Okay. Of our 4 wins, 3 of those games were decided on the Bulls having to come back from a 15-point or more deficit and fight in the fourth quarter to win the game. The only comfortable win being to the Milwaukee Bucks, where we handled them very well, and we were just operating on all cylinders that day. So, gentlemen,
also the Bucks are ass this year.
The Bucks are terrible this year. They're 2-8 right now. Gentlemen, what do you have to say about this? Letting big leads accumulate and then having to fight back every single game, and that's just the victories. It's also happened during the losses where we've accumulated a big deficit and come back to either shorten the gap or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, again, this is what they did last year too. Like, they would get down 20, 15, sometimes even like 25, and they would come back and either close the gap to like within maybe 10, or they would take the lead and win it in the fourth. Like, they'd be down for 4 quarters straight, and then the last like 5 minutes of the fourth, they'll come back and rally. I don't know what Billy needs to do to get the fourth quarter energy into the first quarter and try to, maintain that throughout the entire game. But Yeah, I mean, because this is carried over from last year into this year, and that's like, how have we not addressed this problem yet?
Dude, I'm not
Um,
gonna lie to you. The entire time where you said that, my head instantly went to like that Patrick meme from SpongeBob. We should take the energy from the fourth quarter and move it to the first quarter. So,
I mean, fuck.
but it's 100% right. That's
It's
100%
like,
right.
yeah.
Scotty B.
Dan hit it right on the head. We did that shit last year, and then we were like, okay, DeRozan, you're the king of the fourth. Go score 20 points for us.
Only now it's Zach.
Yeah. Or Coby decides to,
Or, yeah.
I'm going to start hitting threes. But I think we've had one game where we've won the first quarter or the first half, and that was the Minnesota game. And then we absolutely got destroyed in the fourth quarter. So
It was like the reverse of what we usually do.
yeah,
It's fucking crazy. This team makes no sense.
I don't understand it. And the worst part is you can't play like that because you wear yourself out trying so hard to come back, especially if you have a back-to-back. You're going to be so tired, and then they're going to play a team like the Jazz and get destroyed because they're tired. I don't remember if that was back-to-back, but
I think it
who
was.
knows?
I'd have to go back and double check, but
I got the
Either way, you can't play your whole season where you're coming back 75% of the games. You need to be within 10 at all times.
yeah.
Or you're just wearing yourself out. That's like a couple misses and you're back in the game. Down by 20, ridiculous.
Yeah. As you know, like last year the Bulls led the league in close games or games that were decided by, it was like a close game going
like
into
the
the
clutch
stretch.
thing?
I think the clutch games. I think of the 82 games we played, 45 of them, if somebody correct me, were decided in the clutch moments. So, and that's insane. You know what I mean?
And
But-
DeRozan was one of the most clutch players last season, next to De'Aaron Fox, and now they're on the same team.
Yeah, insane.
It's crazy.
But if my opinion on it, I really don't know what to make of it, because in one side you're upset because this team comes out, lays a goose egg, and we accumulate a 20-point deficit. Okay. And another point, it kind of makes you happy because it kind of shows you that no matter what the deficit is, no matter how big of a hole that we climb ourselves into, this young Bulls team, and as talented as they are fighting their way back and are getting victories. So that just shows you they're not giving up. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're down 30, but they're not giving up. They crawl their way back and take the lead. Do I want to see it? No, because it used to be, you see a team down by 30, it's time to shut the TV off and go to bed because there's no way anyone's coming back from that. But this team down by 20, you're watching every minute of it because within seconds, that lead is cut down to 10. And as soon, I don't know if you guys are the same. As soon as the Bulls are within 10 or hit 10, I'm like, oh, we're going to come back and take the lead. No?
No, I mean, honestly, I've turned off so many Bulls games and missed the ending just because they get down by 30, and logically, like you said, is usually when a team's down 30, it's over. It's done. Why? It's a waste of time to continue watching the game. But then I keep getting alerts on my phone, end of the third, Bulls are down by like 8. And I go turn it on, and they end up losing the game by like 15 or 20. So this team is so frustrating.
Yeah, that's the other side of the coin. There is those games where they crawl back and bring it to within 10, and then they still lose by 15 down the stretch. So I think that Utah game was that. Utah, we brought it back to within, I think we were leading the game by 1 point. And then we ended up just getting waxed.
Yeah, it was in like striking distance, and then the Bulls just lost it.
Ooh, striking distance. I like that phrase. I'm going to borrow that. I'm borrowing that, and I'm borrowing your Patrick Star. Take the fourth quarter energy and put it in the first quarter. I like that.
Go for it, SpongeBob.
Yeah. Scotty B, your thoughts?
I don't remember the question.
I was basically saying, like, how do you feel about it? Them crawling back. Like, are you one of those, like, you can watch the game all the way through now because you know that there's always a chance for them to come back, or are you one of those like, nah, I'm shutting it off regardless?
If they go the game, I always keep the game on, but if they start getting down by a lot, it's just kind of a background thing for me.
Yeah.
And I kind of pay attention a bit, but not really. And then, like, I'll probably start paying attention in the fourth quarter. Like, I'm still going to keep watching the game. I'm not going to turn it off, but it'll be just in the background and I'm doing something on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's just too many issues with this team. And the biggest thing is, what the hell are these lineups?
Yeah.
Why? I don't even know what to say. It's THT doesn't need to be playing that much. Terry doesn't need to be playing that much, but it also goes to who else is going to play? Who else is going to take these minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this team is too injury prone. Like, our two best players are super injury prone, and you kind of have to give the minutes to everybody. You can't play Coby 48 minutes. You can't play Zach 48 minutes. So they have to give the minutes to someone. I don't know why THT has decided to be it. It was decided that he's the guy, but yeah. And then IO can't shoot this year, so that's not helping.
But did you see that that stat about Io? I got to give credit where, I mean, I'm not dogging Io at all. He's been one of our best players all around. But did you see that stat that Io Dosunmu is the second highest field goal percentage for a Chicago Bull since Artis Gilmore?
Weren't they
2-point shots?
Weren't they talking about that last game?
Yeah, it's insane. Like that just goes to show you. Like, yeah. So far in their career, he has the second highest field goal percentage in Chicago Bulls history, immediately behind Artis Gilmore.
Shooting 50%.
Yeah, he's on a tear, man. I love this.
Yeah. I do want to bring up one thing that has been killing us this year.
Please bring it up.
Our inability to hit free throws.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Preach.
We are shooting 75% from the free throw line. That is absolutely ridiculous. Like,
do you have a stat where we rank amongst other teams?
I can look it up, but I don't think I've seen anybody hit 2 free throws in a row. It's been bad. Josh Giddey can't hit a free throw to save his life. It's just, we're leaving too many points at the line. Yep. And it's such an easy thing to be good at.
Yep.
Like, there's no reason we should be shooting that low.
Yep.
I have we are 25th in free throws.
There you go.
Sacramento is at number 1 with 84.5%.
So basically 85%.
Yeah.
Wow, and we're at 75. Well, here's the thing, and Scott hit it right on the head. I'm not going to go on a too long of a tangent of it, but just if people want to understand how important free throws are to winning a basketball game, I reference you to the play-in game where the Toronto Raptors, aided by DR DeRozan screaming, missed a majority of their free throws and ended up losing the game. Okay, what was it, like 19? Somebody fact, but it was about 19 missed free throws and ended up losing the game. They're free. There should be no excuse why we're missing this many free throws. They're free. You're not contested. They're free. Okay. I'm not going to tell an NBA player how to practice because I'm not an NBA player, but there's no reason why you shouldn't be practicing free throws more when you recognize that they're not falling. Josh Giddey, I don't know if you've seen his form, terrible free throw form. Okay. The ball has no rotate. Like it's awful. I don't even want to go ahead and begin to describe it. Just look it up whenever you see it. But
he's shooting 64% from the free throw line this year.
Thank you.
He is second on our team in free throw attempts.
Thank you. For somebody who, recognize your game. For somebody who's crashing, I don't want to say crashing, but for somebody who's attacking the glass as much as Giddey, okay, if you're going to attack the glass and try to draw a foul, you better at least make sure you have the ability to hit your free throws, okay? Because otherwise, it's just as good as if you miss the shot. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'd rather rely on a jump shot and get 2 points than go to the free throw line and split them and only get a point out of it. You know what I mean? What do you think, Dan?
Yeah. No, I agree. They need to 100% work on their free throws. I haven't seen Giddey's free throw shot. It can't be any worse than like Joakim Noah's. But yeah, they also need to just the turnovers. Turnovers are also killing us. It drives me nuts. And the perimeter defense still is obnoxious. And it's our size. We're just so small. So small. And that's one of the reasons why we're just getting destroyed on rebounds. So, I mean, honestly, it's a collection of
all the above
mishaps. Yeah, that's causing all these problems.
Yeah. I mean, turnovers. I mean, we discussed it the other night where you cannot be a championship caliber team and turn the ball over close to 20 times or over 20 times a night. Now, albeit some of those nights we got bailed out because even though we committed 20 turnovers, we were lucky that the other team never capitalized on those points. But I counted at least 3 games so far this season where the Bulls have racked up a turnover amount of over 20. Now that can't happen. We got to take better control of the basketball, and not just limiting turnovers, but what I mean by taking better care of the basketball is limiting those second chance points. How many times have you seen a shot by the opposing team rim out, not a bull in sight to grab the rebound, 1, and 2, do a half-ass grab where they loose finger it and then somebody just rips it out of their hand and gets a second chance points? How many times? You know what I mean?
We're averaging 16 turnovers a game.
Yeah,
which
that can't happen.
Is a little insane.
Considering that, we'll just say they're all 2-pointers. 16 points has the potential to be 32 points.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Just take care of the ball, guys. Just...
Thank you, Scott.
So, kind of going back to the free throw thing, Josh Giddey actually has taken the most free throws on our team. And he's shooting 64%. He's 74%. He's not a good free throw shooter. So I was kind of just looking through his career. He did shoot 80% last year, but he's been terrible this year. Too many bad passes. Rebounding, there's too many times that they try to do that tip back bullshit. And that doesn't help anybody because no one is moving. If players are moving off the ball, it's helping. The only person that I really see ever move off the ball is Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
He is running around. Coby, Io's starting to do it. I love that he's like chasing his shots down. Because he's been struggling this year shooting. So he's like, oh, well, why not try to get the rebound? He had that one game winner or game saving rebound of his missed shot. So just start crashing the boards. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? They're not going to beat you on the fast break.
Yeah. And
that's true.
And it all stems from, and this is moving on to my next topic, and that is Nikola Vucevic. As you know, Vuce this year, I know he gets a lot of hate from Bulls fans. He does. He gets hate from us. We'll admit it. He gets a lot of hate. But I will say that this year, I'll give him credit where credit due. His shooting has incredibly gone up. Where he was shooting 29% from beyond the arc at one point this season, he was shooting almost 50%. I no longer cringe when I see Vooch square up for a three. You know what I mean? I finally am like, okay, maybe he can hit this. You know what I mean? Whereas last year I would have been like, what the hell are you doing? But I'll do a little give and take here where he's benefited, or he's gotten better shooting. It seems like he's taken a big step back when it comes to rebounding. I mean, maybe that's just me. What do you guys think?
I don't really know if he's taken a step back at rebounding, or this is just showing us how much rebounding Drummond actually did. You know?
Ooh. Oh, I love it. Go off of that. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I feel like Vooch always averages around like 10 to 12 rebounds a game. So like this is just Vooch is just doing his thing out there. We're missing Drummond big time, because Drummond, as I'm pretty sure we've all said, he's the best backup center in the league. And currently he's starting for Philly. But I'll get to that later. Sorry, it was a Joel Embiid thing. I didn't want to get sidetracked.
Just you can always talk shit about Joel Embiid on this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, if the NBA really wanted to punish Joel Embiid, they should make him play a back-to-back.
Jeez. Yeah.
Instead
of suspending him for 4 games.
Suspending him is giving him exactly what he wants. He doesn't want to play, so make him play. Force him into these back-to-backs.
Yeah.
Anywho, so yeah, I just think that Vooch is just doing his Vooch things, and like this team has shown how much it misses Andre Drummond, or we just need some sort of size, because right now we're too small. We can't get enough rebounds. Our second best rebounder is probably, is it Giddey?
I would imagine so. Actually, Giddey's probably averaging 8 rebounds a game.
I don't think your point guard should be the first or second for most rebounds on your team.
No,
that just doesn't make sense to me.
But
unless it's Westbrook when he was averaging triple doubles,
right? But then again, when you have a team where like your power forward and your center typically a good percent of the time amounts to all your rebounds, more or less. Right. But considering that that's not Patrick Williams' style of play, and Zach LaVine is a rather undersized small forward, because we're playing him at small forward, that leads the door open to the next tallest player on the team, and that's Josh Giddey. So that's probably and he crashes the defensive glass. I mean, the man's all over the boards.
Yeah, he's crashing. He's running all over the place. He has that Aussie play style for sure.
I do want to touch on it after I hear Scott's opinion, because I do have a little bit of a concern. Overall, I love Josh Giddey, but I do have a little concern with him besides the free throw. But Scott, go ahead and let me know what you think about the Vooch rebounding.
He tries to do that tip back thing a little bit too much. He doesn't fully grasp the ball. He kind of just like soft hands it a lot. And that's his biggest issue. But his shooting has been a lot better this year. And I think it's because last year, Coby was the only one shooting threes. When we lost Zach, who else was shooting threes? DeRozan was just taking mid-range jumpers. So it was Io.
It was like Io and AC when he was healthy.
Yeah. But then you had, when Vooch got the ball last year, it was, hey, there's 5 seconds on the shot clock left. Let's just chuck it. We have to chuck it up. This year, they're moving the ball around enough where if you're open, you can take the shot. So he's not taking contested jumpers, which with like no time on the shot clock, it's a set kind of play, or he's open, so he feels comfortable doing it.
Right.
I think I forgot which game it was. He didn't miss a shot till the fourth quarter.
That was the Utah game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they need to go play through him. It's always been the thing. Play down low. He's decent at the post. And once he starts like warming up, he's not afraid to step back and take the shot.
Yep.
But
yeah, I was about to say.
He's excelling at his role as not the number one scorer, but 2 or 3. So he's shooting a lot better this year. He's shooting like 47% from 3. I think he was shooting like 29 last year.
He was 29.
So, he was ass last year.
He also has some of the best footwork at the center position I've seen. He's got some phenomenal footwork. Did you see him hit that Rudy?
One move.
Yeah,
one move. Yeah.
Did you see it? No, hold on. Did you see him hit Rudy Gobert with the little
up and under?
No, where the fake where he's gonna go, he fake and then spin and puts it up. That was dirty. Gucci man can do that. Feed the big fella, man. Feed him. He's hungry. I feel the exact same way about Vooch, but turning it back to Giddey because we did mention him. And speaking of which, do you think that he's starting to solidify himself as kind of a ball hog?
No.
I want you to pay attention to the next game and come back to me by seeing how many of those shots that he takes were kind of forced up. The man gets his assist, but the man takes a lot of questionable shots. I don't know. I see him kind of a ball hog.
I think that's more of the offense that they're trying to run where they're trying to get the ball off within the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, that could be too.
So it's the pace, but he does take, I don't know, he's not a good jump shooter. And that's part of his problem. But I wouldn't say he's a ball hog. I think he's trying to facilitate more than he's trying to score. But I think once he starts seeing other people score, he tries to say, okay, well, it's my turn.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that too. I guess the real reason why I came up with that is because I've seen a lot of times where he tries to drive the paint and put up some dumb shot, hoping he gets the foul instead of kicking it out to an open shooter. Like, just because you're not good at jump shooting doesn't mean you can't collapse the paint and then kick it out to an open Vooch at the 3 or an open other player at the 3. I don't know. I just like to see him more spread the wealth than try to take on by himself. You know what I mean?
So Josh Giddey has attempted 11.4 field goals per game this season. So he's taking
12 shots a game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 11.
That's not insane.
In how many minutes though?
How many minutes is he? 28 minutes. 29.
Okay. So he's taking a shot every other minute. You know, I don't know. Okay, maybe it's just the few games I've seen. That was my perception. I'm still truly a huge Josh Giddey fan. I think that I put out the short. Head over to our YouTube page, check it out. That the Bulls already won that Giddey trade, bar none. Like I think we won that trade before as soon as the season started. But there's just a little concern I have. But the other concern that I have, gentlemen, is Lonzo Ball not being on the court. And it's not because of his knee. It's not because of back-to-back games. We have a new injury that surfaced that kept him off the court. Dan, why don't you tell the fans what your hero is injured
So
with?
it's his wrist, right?
There you go.
And they said 10 days, and I feel like it's been longer than 10 days.
Yeah.
Or did they mean 10 games?
No, I don't think it's 10. That's
it said 10 days, and I'm just it's been almost 2 weeks now.
Yeah. Well, almost 2 weeks is about 10 days. 10 days about 2
it's
weeks.
14. 14. It's 4 extra days, Sal.
What do you think?
I understand why they're being super cautious with Zoe and everything, but at the same time, let him play.
Yeah.
If he's good enough to play, then let him play.
Right.
I mean, especially if they plan on trading him, or like I heard that they might buy him out this season, and if that's the case, then just do it already, get it over with.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think basketball is more enjoyable with Lonzo on the court.
I agree. Scotty B.
So they actually came out with an update like 20 minutes ago.
Oh,
He sprained his wrist. I think he's missed like 6 games. They said he's not wearing the brace today, and he's slated to start basketball activities in the coming days. But there is a possibility that they may sideline him for a couple of weeks to make sure he's full strength.
I mean, obviously,
So at that point, I'm guessing there's a shooting issue that's
Maybe.
causing,
maybe.
or it's hurting. It's like he can't dribble correctly or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who knows? But a couple weeks is not what I wanted to see.
yeah. Plus, I hate to say it, but no NBA player should be expected to be hurried up to come back. But I think if there's one player that I wouldn't want operating less than 100%, it would be Lonzo Ball, given his injury history, given how fragile he is to the, just no. Yeah, I would be. It's disappointing to not see him play, because when he was on the court, much like 3 years ago when he was on the court, everyone just plays better. Everyone plays and operates better with Lonzo Ball on the court. So it's sad to see him on the sideline. Hope for a speedy recovery. Hopefully he gets to participate. And this is my next topic we're moving on to, is hopefully we see him back for the in-season tournament. Gentlemen, it's that time of year again where you get the people who have never watched basketball or don't religiously watch basketball ask you, why is the court that color? When did they change the court? So, fellas, are you excited about this year's Emirates NBA Cup? It's no longer the in-season tournament.
I just keep thinking about how badly the Celtics destroyed the Bulls.
All because of the point system?
Yeah. Did they get rid of that?
I don't believe so. I think it's still in effect.
Oh my God. Well, prepare for a really bad loss one of these games.
Correct. So
for the tournament.
So Dan's alluding to, so this year's Emirates NBA Cup, the Bulls are in Group C. As you guys know, we have some tough opponents there in Cleveland and Boston, but we have some very winnable opponents in Atlanta and Washington. So a little bit more forgiving than last season, but when you lose to a team that didn't have any wins, you would argue that all of these opponents could be hard. So Scotty B, I'll start with you, then I'll go to Dan. How do you think we'll finish in the group stage, given those 4 teams?
Well, the Hawks have an inability to beat us, and I do not get it. I couldn't tell the last time the Hawks beat us, and they should have several times. Yeah,
including the other night. We were down by 15.
We're going to play like shit against the Wizards.
Yep.
It's just going to happen. Like, Kuzma is going to go nuts or something stupid like that.
Didn't we lose to them last year? We lost to them last year.
We got blown out by the Wizards.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
The Celtics are going to destroy us.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the Cavs will destroy us. We'll probably end up middle.
Third?
Pack. Yeah.
Okay.
Like better than last season, though, right? Last season, we lost them all, didn't we? Last season?
Either way, we're not getting past the group stage.
Yeah.
Okay. That answers 2 of my questions. Perfect. Dan?
Yeah.
I agree. Everything Scott said is factual.
I like it. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think that the Bulls have a very real potential to finish third in this group stage. I don't think that's good enough to move on to the tournament, because I think it's, top 2, Scott?
Yeah.
Okay. So top 2.
It's top 2, and then the best third place team or something like that.
Yeah, but of the whole Eastern Conference, right? Or of the whole Eastern Conference, right?
Yeah.
So of the third place teams,
it's the best 2 third place teams of the tournament or something.
Of the tournament. Okay. All right,
I
that
don't
makes a
think
little
it.
bit more sense.
I don't
now.
remember it being split up between like Eastern and Western.
Yeah, actually, I think as I remember,
Yeah.
there's no. It doesn't really matter outside of where they seed you. Right. But anyway, yeah, I think that people know who's coming out of this group stage the second we read the teams. Like Boston and Cleveland, you already know that they're moving on. Like Boston is the best team, is the defending champions, and Cleveland at the moment is the best team in the NBA. But also, people need to be misleading. Yes, the Cleveland Cavaliers are a great team, but they're also riding the high of not losing a game. You know what I mean? When you are on an undefeated streak, you tend to play for a little bit more. So I'm only anticipating that as soon as they start losing games, that they may come down from that high. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's 100% going to happen. I think they are on a high right now, and they haven't come back down to earth yet. I think once they get their first loss, I don't think like it's gonna like snowball into like this massive like losing streak or whatever. But I do think that the Cavs will probably finish third in the NBA. Or no, they'll probably finish second because fuck Philly, and Bucks aren't doing much this season.
Yeah. Okay, so then real quick, gentlemen, since the Bulls are not going to be in or they shouldn't be in the tournament if our predictions are correct, who do you want to see winning the coveted LeBron James Cup or the coveted LeBron James Trophy? You forgot that they changed the name to that, didn't you? You could have gone all day without hearing that. Yeah, they changed it. Why do you?
I didn't know that was official.
Remember our conspiracy theory from last year that's the whole reason why the Lakers won was because so they can name the trophy after it, allegedly.
Yeah, and they did that. It's official now.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, no, it is. It's a flag. It's not a banner. It's a flag. But the trophy is the LeBron James trophy. Who do you want to see winning it?
I think it'd be cool to see like OKC win it, or fuck it, the Cavs.
I like it. That's a good. I like it.
It'd be crazy if they did knock out the Celtics.
Yeah. I mean, after the group stage, yeah, they should be fine. As long as they make it to the knockout round, then it's fair game. So
plus, I mean, honestly, like whoever wins this cup, it doesn't mean that that team is going to go on and win the finals. I mean,
correct.
Like last year, the Lakers won it, and the Lakers were they in the play-in?
I don't know, but they played. I don't know, but they played Indiana. So like it was a Lakers Indiana finals, which I loved it. That's what I love about the play-in tournament. It's you could have a bad game and your powerhouse team is out. You know what I mean? Like the Celtics could have a terrible game and a terrible team is beat, or not a terrible team, but a lesser talented team is beating them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know, so Scotty B, who would you want to win the whole thing?
I don't even know.
Toronto.
No, I have a feeling the Warriors are going to win it.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, Buddy Hield has been doing wonders for that team.
That's the last trophy Curry's probably going to get.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I wish I could say the Magic, and I think if Paulo was still playing, the Magic could, but yeah, I just don't see like that team's still decent, but the Warriors have been playing so well, and I wouldn't be surprised, and like I don't want to say it's rigged, but
I don't think it's rigged.
I think last year it was a little bit just because of they want to give it to LeBron. And I still can't believe they put up that stupid banner. But it's it's fine. By the way, did you see the Heat put up? They have 2 banners up for Bam winning gold medals.
No, why?
Yeah, he has 2 Olympic banners up in Miami, and it's for him winning the gold medal for being on Team USA.
Is Dwayne? Do they have like Dwayne Wade's up there or LeBron's
I'm
when he
not.
was on the Heat?
I'm
or
not sure, but I know they
Bosh?
have Bam up there.
That's weird. I feel like they're probably the only team that does something like that.
I think they are, and I thought it was super weird that they would do that. But
Yeah, it's kind of a waste of fabric. What? I mean, shit.
I don't know about that, but
yeah.
No, it's a waste. It's a waste of space. It's just it's a waste of people's time. It's Pat. What are you doing over there, Pat Riley?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Warriors is my answer.
Warriors is your answers. Okay. Here's who I'm going to pick to win the tournament. Okay. And it's a team that, shame on both of you. I told you they were going to be good. I told you they were going to make a dramatic increase from last year. So let's give the flowers in the land where not many flowers grow. The Phoenix Suns are going to take this in-season tournament. Phoenix Suns are playing absolutely incredible. The team that I said was going to be good last year was the Indiana Pacers, and they were playing phenomenal. They were in the finals. They lost to it. Whatever, the Lakers won it. I'm not going to say it was rigged. I'm not going to say it was rigged, but they lost to the Lakers. This year, I'm saying Phoenix is gonna be good, and they're good. I can see them winning I could see Kevin Durant winning a trophy in the form of the Emirates NBA Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. They're second in the West. I'm glad that they got their shit together and they figured it out. I mean, I was waiting for
they need a good coach.
Yeah.
Who's their coach now? Is it Coach Buck?
Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah.
Amazing what a good coach does to a team. Chicago Bears. Just saying.
Milwaukee Bucks.
They had a good coach, Adrian Griffin. For whatever reason, they decided he wasn't cutting it. I don't know, because
it was he didn't have the respect of the players. I think that was more of a locker room issue than anything else.
Yeah, I think just the Thanasis ruined that. Thanks, Thanasis.
Well, Thanasis isn't on the team anymore, bud.
So, anyway, fellas, that was the in-season tournament again. I'm more excited about it this year than I was last year. I will say that. Yes, the annoying courts are back, which, if you haven't seen it yet, I rank the top 5 best and worst courts in the shorts. Go to our YouTube page and check it out. Let me know your top.
They're 5. All bad. Spoiler, they're all bad.
Yeah, it's kind of like the best of the worst. So, go over there, check it out. Give us a sub, share our content. It helps us out tremendously, and we like to give back. Fellas, it is time for Ask a Horniak. Today we have 2 Ask a Horniak questions, including one from a gentleman that I'm always excited to get his questions, and that is Q from the Let's Talk Bulls podcast. We're going to be getting Q on for one of our lives here shortly, or if at the time of the recording it already happened, and I'm absolutely excited about that. But Q asks, with all this trade talk and the Bulls fans always talking about needing a real star, which position would you want our franchise player to be? I'm going to turn that over to Dan first.
Well, I'm a point guard kind of guy, and I think that's just because I got back into the NBA with Derrick Rose.
That's fair.
But that said, I actually wouldn't mind if it was a small forward.
Oh, okay. I like it. Scott?
I don't know who, but yeah.
I think it's just position. Which position?
Okay. Yeah, small forward.
The league's back to small or shooting guard. I think shooting guard, forward. It did the center thing for a bit. It was Jordan and Kobe with Drexler, all those guys. They ran the league for a while. It went to point guards, and I think it's finally back to shooting guards with, what's his name? Booker. You have Ant. You have Donovan Mitchell. You have Luka.
Jalen Green.
Yeah.
Luka.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
small forward, shooting guard. Like
Yeah,
right now,
2-3.
our best player, small forward shooting guard. Last year, best players, small forward shooting guards. Like you're not going to get a dominant big man. There's only like 2, and I don't think you can win with just a dominant big man. I think if you have a guy that can guard 3-4 positions is what you need. You're not going to get that out of a center.
Right.
So that's what we need.
That's a very good way to put it. I thoroughly like that answer. Position I want to build around. Let's see. Okay, this is gonna
could coach count?
Coach, yeah, I wish coach was a position because definitely coaching wise, we're absolutely awful. I shouldn't say absolutely awful. I wish we had better. Sorry, Billy. My position because we need everything wall to wall, but I mean, position I want to build around. I want to be a team that has one of those unicorn anomaly power forwards. Your Paolo Bancheros, your Giannis's, your LeBrons, your Kevin Durant. I know that a lot of those players were listed at small forward and later on moved to power forward, but a lot of those guys are actually playing better as a power forward than they do at a small forward. Like Paolo is a better power forward than a small forward. I think Giannis is playing a lot better at power forward than he was because it opens the door for them to have a different player at small forward. You know what I mean?
Right.
But power forward, I'd like to see us have.
I'm pretty sure Tatum's playing power forward too.
Yeah, he does.
Almost called him Channing Tatum. I almost called him Channing. Jason Tatum. Yeah, another example. So power forward.
What? Oh, conveniently, Cooper Flag is a combo guard, or he's a 2-3.
A swingman.
Sorry, it took me a minute to get there.
Swingman. Thank you, Q, for your question, and we look forward to seeing you on that live. Fans, I think you're really going to like Q when we're on live with him. The man has just got an infinite wealth of knowledge, and we look forward to chatting it up with him. All right, our next question comes from actually our Discord manager leader. What do they call it? What do you call it?
Jerry Reinsdorf.
Yeah, Jerry Reinsdorf. His role is actually the admin guy. Okay, so Juice does everything. Juice asks, where do you see the Bulls in 5 years? Great question, because I don't know, but I'll answer in a minute. Dan, where do you see our beloved Bulls in 5 years?
Bro, I don't know where I'll be in 5 years, so I can't really answer the question.
That's like every question they ask at the beginning of a job interview. Where do you see?
No, I know, right?
5 years.
I don't know. Give me a minute to think. No, hopefully. Okay, so in 5 years, hopefully the Bulls. Again, I don't want to use the word tank, but hopefully the Bulls lose enough games to get a good player in this draft, Cooper Flag, and hopefully we've built around him. And I don't think the Bulls are going to be like a contending team in 5 years, but I think we're for sure going to be in the mix.
So you'd at least see us playoff bound, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in the top 5. I'll say 5.
Okay. Of the NBA or the top?
No, of the
East.
Of
the East. Okay. All right. I like that. Scott?
Nashville with the White Sox.
Yes.
Or that. No. Yeah. I was thinking maybe they won't even be around in 5 years.
All right.
They're going to be, can I say the exact same spot, because it's such a mediocre, badly run franchise that we're going to end up paying an aging veteran way too much money. We're going to do something stupid. Like, we're going to re-sign Vooch for 4 years at 34 right now. We're going to do something stupid like we can't trade Zach. Well, he's our best player, so we should re-sign him. Same thing we were saying last year is like, well, we should just re-sign DeRozan because he's our best player. So I think
I didn't say that.
mediocrity. I don't trust this team. I don't trust the GM. I don't trust anything with ownership. They hold on to people for way too long and are afraid to make big splash moves. Like they tried to make big splash moves 1 year, it failed, and then they're like, "Well, we can't do anything for 3 years."
Yeah, we're
So
not going to do
it's
that
like
again.
they try it. They can't accept that they failed and try to move on. They're like, "Well, we just got to make it work." So if it's the same management, same ownership, we're same spot we are right now. They're not
Like,
they're not going to luck into Cooper Flag. We're gonna get there's a lot of good players. Well, the problem is everybody says Cooper Flag is going to be so much better than everybody else. There's a lot of really good players.
Oh, I know.
in this
There's a lot of good
draft.
players. I can't think of anyone else.
Just start watching college basketball. It just started. So, but there's a lot of good players coming out. We can get someone, but they're going to end up drafting someone stupid.
Yeah.
Overdrafting a player. And that's what I'm worried about. Like they lucked into Io DeSumo. And other than that, can you name me a draft pick that they've done well?
Like Julian in Phillips, the current regime?
Yeah. Julian Phillips, I understand. He was a second round pick. So they
I wouldn't even call him a win yet, though. I wouldn't even call him a win. I'd say he's a solid pick.
It's panned out. But...
Yeah, for a second round pick, he's fine, you know.
Yeah, but Io DeSumo, he absolutely is better than his draft stock.
Oh,
Patrick
absolutely.
Williams, not as good as his draft stock. Nowhere near. I wouldn't even say he's a first round pick if you redraft him.
Patrick Williams?
What about Buzelis?
Who knows?
Buzelis?
I
think he has one good games, and then the rest he looks unplayable. So
too early to tell.
I just don't trust them on drafting. I don't trust them on trading. I don't trust this organization at all. So the same place we're going to be fighting for a playoff spot. We're not going to be bad enough to get a number 1 pick, but we're not going to be good enough to go anywhere above 8.
Okay. In 5 years, let's say in 5 years, the end goal I can see us being in. I'm going to say I could see us being the try and true 6 seed. I know every year we joke around and we say that we're going to be the 6 seed. I think in 5 years we'll end up being the 6 seed. I think that we are going to I think we're going to see Bulls fans. I think that with such negative publicity going on with Jerry and going on with Chicago baseball and Chicago teams as a whole, I think we do end up making somewhat of a blockbuster signing or trade in the next now, mind you, the next 5 years that I think is going to be that player that propels us above the rest. I think that we are going to make a great pickup in the draft. I'd like for us to pick up one of these top 5 draft picks and be the player that changes the organization, like your Derrick Roses, and so we might get lucky with that. It's just a matter of if we don't trade our draft picks away for aging veterans like we like doing. I see us firing our coach. I see us getting a different coach. I kind of see it being the same caliber where we get a college coach or we get somebody's assistant coach and give them a job. Unfortunately, Bulls fans, I see the GMs being here. They're yes man. They're yes sir guys, and Jerry Reinsdorf love yes sir. He doesn't like anyone that pushes back. That's why he didn't like Thibodeau. That's why, you know what I mean? Moral of the story is I think that our organization as a whole is going to be terrible wall to wall, but I think the talent on this team will be good enough to propel us into the 6 seed. Within 5 years, how about this? Short answer, within 5 years, we'll be the 2010 Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah,
there you go. Good. I could have saved you guys 5 minutes and said...
Yeah, there you go.
5 years ago, where do you think the Bulls were 5 years ago?
5 years ago, we were in the, I want to say we were the 5th seed. 5 years
We were
ago.
the 11th seed.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
5 years ago, or it depends which season you want to look at.
Right.
They're 11th seed both times. 2019, 2020, that's when we had Jim Boylan. That was dog shit.
Okay.
You go 2020, 21 season, that's the first year with Billy. Also, the 11th seed, we won 31 games. Have we gotten that much better in those 5 years?
No.
That much? I'd say no. Have we gotten better? Yes.
Have we got?
But-
Have we
but
gotten
again-
better like in the standings? Yeah.
Are we really that much better? We've gone up to the 9th seed. We've gone up two places in 5 years. That's our team.
Progress.
Yeah.
Cool. In 5 years, that's how big of a joke this organization is they think that's successful.
When you break it down like that, I'm just depressed, man. Fuck.
Dude, I'm telling you, like Scott, whenever he busts out the stats, whenever Scott busts out the stats, hold on to your seats because he's gonna blow your mind.
Just fucking Buzz Killington over here.
Yeah, but have we made an improvement? I mean, as an organization, no. I think we'll always be known as a terribly run organization. As a roster, yeah. I mean, because you got to think that 2020 team, if I remember correctly, we had people like Paul Zipser starting. You know, we had like Saturansky or Ryan Arcidiacono.
We had NBA champion Luke Kennard on the team. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we had. I think Chandler Hutchinson was on that team. With Chandler Hutchinson was on that team. Yeah. So I mean,
he came out of retirement, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's cool.
Fucking
cool.
loser.
I'll take it. Cool. I'll take a page out of Scott's book. But yeah. So there you go. Wall to wall. I mean, if all signs point to what they should be, then within 5 years we are the 8th seed now. We should be the 6th seed, moving up 2 spots in 5 years.
Math checks out.
That checks out. There you go, Scott, and he's got facts to back it up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Juice Does Everything, for your question. We love that question. Keep sending us your Horniak questions. If you want to be featured on Ask a Horniak, just write us a DM. You know where to find us. Comment on our YouTube page. That's fun too. And now, gentlemen, it's time for everyone's favorite piece of the show, and that is Mount Hornsmore. For those of you who don't know what Mount Hornsmore is, it's where we take a category and we have you rank the top 5 in that category. And folks at home, you could play along too if you're watching this online. Go ahead and comment on the video your top 5 of this category. But sirs, today we are going to be commenting on the top 5 greatest NBA logos. I'll give you of all time or current.
Do current.
You want to do current?
So top 5 current team logos.
Well, how about this? Who's had the best logo of all time? Period. There you go. Because current logo, like who's got the coolest looking logo? Best logo of all time. Yeah, you know what? Current logo. Who's got the coolest logo currently?
I don't know. I mean, fuck. Like, I either want to go with like the Raptors or the Suns for some reason.
Oh,
like the Raptors. The Raptors, I like their logo just because the ball and like the tear. Is that their secondary logo though?
No, I think it's their primary now.
All right, I like that, and I like the Suns because they brought back the basketball sun shooting thing from like the 90s.
Yes.
I like that. Obviously the Bulls, it's classic, it's timeless. There's a reason why it's never changed. I like the Clippers new logo.
Oh yeah.
The ship.
Oh yeah.
I like that. All right, I got one more. Fuck it. I'm gonna say the Hornets.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
You know who's the worst? The old Wizards logo.
Okay, come on now. That was money. I loved when the Wizards were actually the Wizards right now. If you look at that franchise, have nothing connecting them to the Wizards. They're basically the Washington Bullets with rebranded the Wizards. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. I'm sure they wish they could go back to the Bullets, but a certain player had to bring a gun into the locker room. Gilbert.
I know, but I'm saying like at this point, if you don't want to be known, just change your name. Don't be the Wizards. Be like the Washington Colonials or something Washington, because they're all invested in the red, white, and blue, which rightfully so. Just change your name. But the Washington Wizards was awesome, man. They had a wizard as their logo.
I mean, if you think about it, they have pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
If you think about it, they have a W in the ball for Washington and probably Wizards as well. And then the star for Magic, and Gandalf shit.
Yeah.
So I mean,
on their logo.
Their logo still represents some wizardy. If you just have to look at it more. I don't know. I don't know.
Is it the stars?
No. I'm saying so if you look up the Washington Wizards logo, it's it's the red, white, and blue basketball, but underneath where the blue is, they have almost like that's the fucking
the Washington Monument.
Yeah, I just realized that shit. Mind blown.
Wow. All right.
Blown.
All right.
It's something to do with Washington. I don't know.
That is awesome. Scotty B, your top 5 logos? Currently.
The Nuggets logo. I like that.
Ooh, yeah.
I love the Bucks logo. I'm so glad they rebranded to it because it looks great.
Yep.
I like the Timberwolves logo. I think their older one looked better, but I like this one. The Clippers, the new Clippers is good.
And last one.
You have Raptors probably.
The current Raptors with the scrape in the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So those are your 5?
I don't know if I did 5, but yes.
You did 5.
You did 5.
The most disrespectful list that doesn't even have the Bulls on it.
I know, right?
Just a thumbs up. All right. Let's see here. Number 5. These are not. You know what? I'll put them in any particular order. Number 5. I'm gonna have to go with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I love their rebrand. It's phenomenal. Like how they're going towards those I don't want to say fluorescent colors, but they're I don't know whatever you call those more brighter greens. I'll put that at number 5. Number 4. I lost my train of thought. Number 4, I'll put the Milwaukee Bucks logo in there. Yeah, the Milwaukee Bucks is cool. I love how the M is the chest of the deer. That's pretty cool. Number 3, I will put I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah.
Number 3. You know what? I've always been a fan of the Charlotte Hornets, so I think that the Charlotte Hornets logo is pretty cool. I would have loved to have them to play a little bit more homage to the old Charlotte Hornets logo when they first came back, but that one's cool. 2, I'm gonna put that Clippers logo, dude. Everything about that Clippers rebrand is phenomenal. If I was in LA, if I lived in LA, the Clippers are going to be, with the exception of their team sucks, the Clippers should be stealing some Lakers fans right now because their logo and their rebrand and that halo in their stadium is incredible. But the number 1 best logo in the league currently is the only logo in NBA history that has yet to be changed, and for right reason, and that is the Chicago Bulls logo. I don't care if it's biased. It's the greatest logo ever.
It's one of the most well-known logos.
Exactly. It's one of the most iconic logos history. So next time we'll do the classic logos, because there are some classic logos that from any time era. You just tell me 90s this, 90s that.
90s jazz logo is great.
Yeah, with where it looked like the music.
One of the best.
Yeah.
With the mountains.
No, the mountains.
Oh, the mountains. Oh, yeah.
The Charlotte Bobcats. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We should do that as well as a horns more of teams.
Our favorite Charlotte Bobcat team.
I can already name it right off the bat. It'd be Sean May, Gerald Wallace, Robin Knight,
Steven Jackson.
Steven Jackson has to be on that list, and DJ Augustine.
You didn't say
Fuck.
Walker?
Oh, fuck.
Kemba Walker. Yeah. Okay, I'll put Kemba on there. But anyway, so that was Mount Hornsmore. If you have a fan submitted Mount Hornsmore, let us know. We'll be happy to accommodate that. But fellas, we are reaching that sad part of the show where it's time to wind everything down and say goodbye. So, Dan Gracie, I'll let you go first.
I got nothing.
He's already out of the game. He's got nothing. Nothing at all.
I'm ready to watch these Bulls win tonight.
Okay. Yeah, we're 12-1 after or 11-1 after
Let's
tonight.
go
Bulls. Scott Berman, what do you got for us?
I hope Io stops shooting as much and starts driving more. He has looked fantastic when he drives. He's making some really nice dunks too.
Yeah, he has. I didn't know the man had got those hots.
Brings me back into it brings me back into the game where I'm just like not paying attention, and then
just hear Adam Amin go crazy.
Adam and Stacey go crazy. So
yeah,
he needs to start doing that more. Is driving. He obviously his shot's not falling, so drive more.
Yeah. Which quick, since we mentioned Adam Amin, have you noticed how I love when he gets enthusiastic, like the little things that the man gets enthusiastic about. Like, for example, I know Dan won't know this, but Scott, you remember when he did the Bears game? I forgot what team we were playing. He did the Bears game and he lost his mind because Torrey Taylor punted a 60-something yard field goal and he went insane. Like, that's a 65-yard kick from Torrey Taylor. Like, I just love the man's enthusiasm. Like, I really love watching the Bulls games just because our announcing staff is just out of this world. I think we have the best announcing staff in basketball.
Yeah. Yeah. I was about to say, I really wish someone would give our commentators their flowers. We honestly have probably the best announcement team in the entire NBA.
Oh yeah.
I always see when I stream the game in the comments, people always talk about how great our commentators are. So I would like them to get recognition on a national level, I guess.
I mean, they're on nationally televised TV. But...
Well, I know, but I'm saying ESPN needs to give them flowers, or the TNT crew.
There you go.
That's not around anymore, right?
No, it's still there.
They're still there. I thought
it's after this season that Shaq and
it's after this season. Yeah. I thought it was last season.
Yeah, no, they're still very much there. Shaq and a Fool is very much alive. So yeah, that's going to do it from all of us here at the Horns Over Hoop Studios. Slide over to our Twitter page, give us a sub, go to our TikTok and our YouTube page. We post daily shorts. If you have an idea for any of those shorts, let us know. We'd love to accommodate that. Go ahead and download
our merch.
Check out our merch. Yeah, like we said earlier in the show, our merch is getting good. I got to go in there and add some more stuff, but the hoodie is phenomenal. The quarter zip, as Scott's sporting right now, is just
the sweater vest.
The pink sweater vest. I mean, imagine this. Let me cut in real quick. Imagine it's early morning. You're on the green. It's a brisk morning, and you're teeing off wearing a pink. It's pink. Horns Over Hoops, sweater vest, and all your friends, beer in hand or adult beverage in hand, look at you and say, wow, that man looks good today. Imagine that. I mean, imagine that.
Holy smokes. Look at John.
He looks good today. Your golf game will be that much better. The intimidation factor. So buy our merch. It'll help your golf game. If you golf, if you don't golf, buy it anyway, whatever.
I mean, statistically proven it to help you improve your game.
Yeah. And be on the lookout because we're going to be releasing our Christmas sweater. And I really like that Christmas sweater. So just in time for the holidays, buy it for yourself, a loved one, or both. Get it for everyone. Take a picture of you and your entire family in the
Exactly.
Christmas sweater and send it to me.
Get the Christmas cards ready.
Yeah. So, but anyways, that's going to do it for today's episode. We thank you guys for listening and following us. Please do continue to show us our love. We greatly appreciate it, and we can't thank you enough for being a part of it. Be on the lookout for the shorts and the lives. We love doing those. But from all of us here at the Horns Over Hoops studio, we encourage our Bulls fans and our audience to see red and go Bulls. Good night, everybody.